Live well now with Dr. Lauren.
Hello everyone, it's Dr. Lauren Powell here. Welcome to another episode of Live Well Now. I hope you've been enjoying the content. I sure have been enjoying creating it for you. I'm loving the feedback that I'm getting. So one thing that I know that you all love is you love cooking and you love your sweets. So I wanted to do this recipe for you. I host once a month on Sundays, a Bible study, women's Bible study. And part of what I do for that Bible study is I try to be like of service to these ladies. I try to make it so that all you have to do is come. You don't have to be prepared. You don't have to study anything in advance. All you have to do is show up, and I'm going to feed you. I'm going to nourish you with food. It's going to be, just easy to just be present with one another and study God's word. So I usually make something delicious, and then I always try to make the ladies something sweet, right? Because everybody wants to have a nice sweet treat. But this month, I've been focused on no sugar, like no added sugar. So sure, fruit has sugar, we can have that. There's natural sugar and things like coconut and some vegetables and things like that. Honey, maple syrup, those things have naturally occurring sugar. Those things okay. But I mean in terms of getting some white powdered sugar and putting it in a recipe, I'm trying to not do that. It makes it taste so good. But I noticed there's sugar in things, and you think about like, why is that in there? I was looking at some of my favorite like garlic seasoning blends, and there's cane sugar. And you think, why did there need to be cane sugar in the seasoning? And while it tastes great, it's just not necessary. Why is there sugar in my ketchup? It's just not necessary. Why is there sugar in my peanut butter? It makes it taste delicious, but it's just not necessary because peanut butter tastes good without it. So I say all that to say, today on Live Well Now, I want to show you, I don't know what to call it yet. I think I want to call it a cake. I'm not really sure. I got this recipe from Fit Foodie, and I kind of, changed a couple of things. And so here we are. After I made it though as a dessert, I thought that it would kind of be a great vibe for a breakfast as well. It gives me a little bit of breakfast vibe. So cook it and let me know what you think. But I want us to go over these ingredients first, and I've got them all written down here. I'm going to flash them across the screen. I want you to write them down and save them. So we've got half a cup of all-purpose flour. Got that already measured out. We've got 2 teaspoons of baking powder. I have 1 teaspoon of baking soda, and then 1 teaspoon of salt. I'm going to be using 1.5 cup of yogurt. Siggy's yogurt is one of my favorite yogurts. You can look at the ingredients, super clean, 0 added sugar. So whatever yogurt you use, I'm not saying you have to use this brand, but I just want you to make sure that there's no added sugar. Oftentimes, if you're getting yogurt with any kind of flavoring, there's going to be added sugar. I've got my 2 brown eggs. We're going to be using 1/2 cup of maple syrup. I think this would be equally good with honey. I think you could equally interchange them. And then we're going to be using I'm using fresh blueberries and blackberries. And then I have melted about 2 tablespoons of butter, and my cinnamon, of course. I need to re-up on my cinnamon, but cinnamon as well. Okay. Go ahead and preset your oven. To 350 degrees. This is going to mix and cook very quickly and easily. The ingredients will come together easy. I'm going to make mine in a bread pan. You could probably also do it in like a really small casserole dish. And let's see, I made this Sunday, and it was 6 of us, and there was nothing left over. So today I'm going to make it for you, and I'm going to double it, because I also felt like the servings we had were not generous enough. And this is a pretty protein-packed meal, so with the yogurt. So I do want people to get fully nourished and full from a serving. You know what I'm saying? So we almost just got like a taste. So I'm going to double it. Same loaf. When I made it before, it was kind of thin. So I imagine when I make it again this time, it's going to be a bit thicker. And so one nice generous scoop is going to be very satisfying. Okay? So let's go ahead and get started. I've got my 1.5 cup of flour. So let's just put everything in. We're going to put everything in here except our fruit. We're going to save that for the end. So I'm going to put this to the side so I don't accidentally, while I'm talking to you, put it in. I'm going to throw my butter in here. All right, our 2 eggs. 1 egg. 2 eggs. Whoops. All right, and then I'm gonna rinse my hand because I have some eggs on my hand. And I'm gonna remind myself how much Greek yogurt. We need a 1.5 cup of yogurt, and then we're gonna need a 1/2 cup of our maple syrup. So let's go ahead and measure out our Siggy's yogurt first. So we need 1.5 cups. This is a 1/2 cup. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do this 3 times. So there's 1/2 cup. Here is, and I'm gonna take this to work tomorrow and let folks at work, I'm always bringing them food, so I'm anxious to see what they have to say about it. This will be a great, just like nutritious breakfast thing that they can have with their coffee in the morning as we start our day. It's getting cold again in Georgia. The nerve in January to get cold, but yes, we're getting cold. Okay, so that's roughly 1.5 cups. I'm okay with that. Let's get it all out. All right, so we've got our 1.5 cups of yogurt. I'll close this up here. We're gonna do a 1/2 cup of maple syrup. Maple syrup has sugar in it. It's naturally sweetened. I made sure to get maple syrup that has no, you should not need maple syrup that has added sugar. It's sweet enough all by itself. Put that right there. And I'm just gonna use the same cup. I'm gonna measure a 1/2 cup. There's that. It's in the sink. All right, now let's be generous with our cinnamon. Very, very generous. All right, let's go ahead and mix it up. I'm just gonna use a hand mixer. All right, that is enough. Now, as an alternative to yogurt, you could also use cottage cheese. It probably won't blend as smooth because, I don't care what y'all say, cottage cheese does not get as smooth as yogurt, in my opinion. I'm gonna go ahead. We're done with our hand mixer, so I'm gonna move it out of the way. I'm gonna get a little bit of spray oil. I have olive oil spray oil, which is fine. Let's just go ahead and spray our tin pan. This is my favorite cooking pan, caraway. All right, let's go ahead and just put all this dough in here, and you guys can kind of see this consistency. So I'm gonna scoop it all in here. Let's kind of, let's kind of spread it out here so it's evenly. Now, Fit Foodie, who I got this recipe from, she called these buns. It doesn't, I mean, I guess I could go with that. Yeah. You'll let me know what you think. I try to pass it off to my friends as if it were a cake. Okay, and so now for our berries. So what I do is I just kind of do a line right down the middle of blueberries. I prefer fresh, just so I don't have extra liquid from the frozen, but I suppose you could use frozen as well. We're using low glycemic anti-inflammatory fruits here. Okay, and then I'm doing them. So I'm almost like making a line of where I would cut these. Because I want to make sure people get some blueberries in every single bite. Good. I'm gonna put some all the way here at the bottom. Good. Then I'm just gonna take a blackberry and do one blackberry in kind of the center of each piece. Another thing that I think would be tasty on here is like some walnuts. Okay, there she goes. She's beautiful. I made a little bit of a mess, but that's okay. It's not cooking. It's not good cooking if you don't make a mess. In the oven she goes, 350 degrees, 20 minutes. All right, you guys, I think it's ready. I've, put a toothpick. Well, I didn't have a toothpick. All I had was a kebab stick, but I put that through and made sure it was ready. So here she comes. Ooh, you guys, look. Can't really see my design as much, but look how beautiful it is. So what I suggest is like let it sit for a couple of minutes before you cut into it, just to kind of let it sit. It does kind of shrink some. Don't be sad. It's still going to be delicious and fluffy, but I just want you to look how beautiful it looks. Looks good, right? So you could serve this with more Greek yogurt on the side. You could do it with a drizzle of maple syrup on top. You could do a drizzle with honey on top. I'm just gonna eat it as is because it's delicious and sweet just as it is. I'm gonna go ahead. I know I said wait, but I can't wait. So I'm gonna get a little piece just so you guys can see what this looks like on the inside. Oh. So hot, and I'm so excited. And we grease the sides, so it's just gonna come out so nice. Oh, there it goes. Look how good that looks. Mmm. It's perfect as is. Little drizzle of maple syrup if you want a little extra sweetness. It's giving me waffle, like a baked waffle vibes, but delicious. I'm calling it a dessert. You could also serve it for breakfast. Great source of protein with that Greek yogurt. Those eggs, lots of fruit to add some sweetness in addition to that maple honey, or not maple honey, maple syrup, even though you could use honey. No additional added sugar, just the sugar that's naturally occurring within the maple syrup. So I hope this was helpful for you guys. I hope you see that it's easy to eat well, a way that serves your body well, that satisfies all those cravings. My name is Dr. Lauren Powell. I'm really glad that we got to spend this time together. Hope that you make this recipe and enjoy with your family. Fit Foodie, thank you so much for the inspiration. Listen, you have a mission. You have something God has called you to do, and I believe that you can do it. I believe that you can do it. I believe that it's needed, and I believe we don't have time to waste. In order to do the thing that we've been called to do, we need to be well. We need to health. Our health needs to be well. Spiritually, we need to be well. Mentally, we need to be well. And I hope that on this little corner of the internet that you can learn some insight into how you can improve your health so that you can go on and do the thing that you've been called to do. Take care, and I'll see you next time in the next episode. Bye for now.